Good morning. It's time for another road trip. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah, we are ready to start another road trip adventure. This is actually day 3 of our trip home to Savannah. Currently, we're at Cove Lake State Park in Tennessee, and we're heading to our friend's house, Columbus Mark in Columbus, North Carolina. We'll mooch dock there for the night. He is a Boondockers Welcome site. We stay there anyway, but we did register through Boondockers Welcome also, but we stayed there before he became a Boondockers Welcome location. Today's ride is a fairly short one, just under 200 miles. I-40 from Knoxville over to Asheville, Tennessee, is like one of the most gorgeous routes through the Smoky Mountains you could ever imagine. And that's where we're going to be traveling today. I didn't mention it in yesterday's video, which was actually, you would have seen last week, but the I-75 stretch southbound through the state of Kentucky and Tennessee even, just gorgeous scenery. I've traveled that route so many times, but I forget. I always think of I-40, heading east on I-40 or west on I-40 out of Asheville, and I forget how picturesque I-75 is southbound coming through Kentucky. So if you're looking for a freeway type ride and you're able to take I-75 down through Kentucky, I think it's well worth it. Anyway, today we're going to do I-40, so we're looking forward to that. And we're getting ready to hit the road. Puppies are all locked up. They've had their puppy playtime and whatnot, and Jenny's had her puppy fix for the morning.
Yeah. Plenty.
So anyway, we're going to get going and head to Mark. So we'll catch you all down the road a piece. Thanks for traveling with us. Bye-bye. Well, hello everybody. We are just crossing the state line again into North Carolina. The actual exit we took was exit 1 in South Carolina, Landrum. We now cross back over into North Carolina, and we're about a mile or so from Mark's house. Everybody ready to get out of the van and relax a bit?
We sure are.
Anyway, we made it. Reasonably uneventful trip. We had a lot of construction in the Asheville area, especially on I-26. Slowed us down a bit. And there was a major accident on I-40 in the Smoky Mountains, and that caused probably us to lose about an hour on the road. So that hindered us a little bit. But we're getting in about an hour later than we planned, hour and a half. With the traffic and everything else, all things went well. We did get some serenading from the puppies. I will stop talking here and I will replay a sound clip I did of the puppies serenading us. Isn't that a beautiful sound to listen to on your trip from Michigan to Georgia? Fortunately, they only do that for 10 minutes or so at a time when they either get up or one out of the pen. The rest of the time they've been very good. We cannot complain at all. So anyway, we're going to put the microphone down. We're just about at Mark's house. Again, the I-40 scenery was gorgeous. Jenny's first time there. What'd you think, dear?
Oh, it was beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yeah, first time she's seen anything like that. I'm amazed every time I go through. I've been through enough times. I know what it looks like, but you sometimes forget. Anyway, we're just about ready to pull into Mark's driveway. We'll catch you all a little bit later. We'll talk to Mark and share a little bit of that with you maybe. Take care. Talk to you soon. Thanks for traveling with us. Bye-bye. BW. Boondockers welcome.
Okay, Maggie, we gotta get on the leash, baby. Get yours in the box. There's old Colin.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Colin. Maggie. That's your buddy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maggie, quiet your mouth.
Anyhow, she's trying to move away. Husband died suddenly and all this stuff. It's a mess.
Okay, hi everybody. We are here at Mark's. You saw us pull in a little while ago, and this is Columbus Mark in Columbus, North Carolina. Mark's got a YouTube channel. We'll put a link to that in the description that follows. We're here for the night. Jenny's here with me.
Hi.
Hi, Jenny. The puppies are back up in their pen, and Mark is here. Hi, Mark.
Hello,
this is Columbus
guys.
Mark.
Welcome again.
And Mark is a Boondockers Welcome host. I stay here currently under the Boondockers Welcome banner, but I'd be staying here whether I was or wasn't, so it doesn't really matter. But he is a host.
No charge either way.
No charge either way. Do look him up, though, if you are a Boondockers Welcome and looking for this area of Carolina. It's, what is it?
Foothills Getaway.
Foothills Getaway. We'll put a link to that in there, too, along with his webpage, or actually his YouTube channel, Columbus Mark, Country Life with Columbus Mark. But anyway, Mark, how you doing today?
So, Pat, I'm doing well. Thanks for coming down here again, you and Jenny and Maggie, and now you got two puppies up
Yeah, the puppies
you got my
are
big dog here.
The puppies are a treat. Yeah, let's not forget Colin. Colin, come here. Look at.
He's not very into looking at cameras.
Yeah, no, he's not, but he's still a good dog.
Good
there
dog.
he is. Anyway, it's good to be here again. We try to make this at least once a year, twice a year if we can, as we travel west and north and east and south. So it's good to be here again. We always enjoy it. We enjoy your company. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today. In addition to your Boondockers Welcome, we first camped together in your van, which is way over there.
Yeah.
You might see the Pleasure Way up there. There's the Freedom van up here behind you. And we met out at a lake for your first 2-day camping trip. And recently, this year, not quite that recently, but, and you have a video also on this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You did a 5-day camping trip with a group. Tell us what group that was with and why and how. And I'd like to know what you thought of a longer trip for a change.
So as Pat knows, all my trips have been 2 nights and by myself. And so this was a stretch for me. I didn't know if I would, I'm so ADD, I didn't know how I would do sitting in one spot for, it was either 5 nights or 4 nights, I can't remember. But the group, the main group is called rvillage.com, rvillage.com. And it's made up of RVers, of all types of RVers, all ages, all, between the Class Bs and 40-foot Class As, etc. And there's these subgroups, and one, so our village you can join for free, and the subgroups you join for free, and I'm in one, and so is Pat now, called the Riveted Fox, and I was given that name by the sponsors of it, or the hosts of it, or whatever you call it, the moderators, Gina and Chris Fox.
Now they created this group within the community of our village.
Right, and so I think it's probably the most active of all the little subgroups. And they, during the COVID, of course, everything was online. They were having all these Zoom meetings, and that's where I first heard about them. Because someone stayed here, Boondockers Welcome, was a member of it, and guy named Eric, and he told me about it, actually showed me how to work it on a computer, and it's overwhelming at first. And he had just come from one of their group campouts when they're finally getting together again here in North Carolina, about 2 hours away. Well, I was not at that one, didn't know anything about it. But all of a sudden they were having one in Lake Hartwell, South Carolina, at a Corps of Engineers campground. And I said, you know what? I've never been anywhere more than 1 or 2 nights. It's cheap, almost free. I'm gonna try it. So I signed up not knowing how I would do, because I'm used to just moving and being, always active.
And wasn't even moving that much. Usually you went out for 1 or 2 nights and came home.
Exactly. So this would be going one place and staying 4 or 5 nights if I'd go stir crazy. So I went and I enjoyed it. So it was probably maybe 30 people there, and it was fun. So every evening they would have happy hour. You'd bring your own beer or your iced tea or whatever you wanted to drink. Maybe they'd have a snack or two, I don't remember. Every morning they would have a coffee get together in front of the host, Gina and Chris have an Airstream, and you'd bring your own chair and sit down, and sometimes someone would have a little snack to eat at breakfast, but usually you'd have breakfast, bring your coffee and just chat about anything. But during the day, they'd always have 1 or 2 or 3 activities. Every day, you would like this, Jenny, they had a dog walk, and a lot of people had their dogs, and they'd have a little dog gathering and go on a little short hike. But every afternoon they'd have some activity, maybe crafts. I remember Gina and Chris did a thing where they were trying to teach people how to shag, and I tried for about 5 minutes and gave up on that. They had, and my wife and I used to have a summer camp, so we had one afternoon that was doing all these group kind of camp games. That was fun, little relays, but seated. You didn't have to do any physical work. They had a watch the sunset over the lake party one night. One of the couples, I remember from, I think they're from Florida, big Class A, had an outside movie, monitor TV thing. They showed RV with Robin Williams. The movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. People bring their chairs, and they had popcorn. So it was a lot of fun. So I had a good time. You never had to do anything if you didn't want to, but people didn't bug you to do stuff, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I would do one again in a minute. They're doing one in Louisiana in October next month, but I'm
trying to talk Mark into going to that one, but
it's probably not. And I'm telling you what, they're doing it upright. They have rented a charter bus to take us to this brewery that just stay all night and drink and not have to worry about driving back. They've got it arranged, a cooking thing, all kinds of fun music one night. I should go, but that's like 700 miles each way, and you guys are used to that. I am not.
Yeah, I got to interject just a little bit here.
Yeah,
I sit here and talk to Mark, 700 miles. I told him that's 2 350-mile days. All he's got to do is go to a Harvest Host or a Boondockers Welcome somewhere 350 miles out. The next day he's there, and he's ready to party. And he can do the same thing back and probably stay at a different Harvest Host or Boondockers Welcome on the way back. So he gets to meet extra people along the way, plus being part of the party. So how do you argue that one, Mark?
So I guess, as Pat knows, I had this quest to take my little Class B and visit all the state parks in North Carolina. So what I was doing, and no day was more than 250 miles, but I would drive and I would go to this park, walk for 1 mile, go to this park, get out, stretch my legs, visit the visitor center, and then the third park I would spend the night. And I decided all I was doing was driving. But that would be different if I went down to Louisiana, then I stayed for 4 or 5 days. But I'm gonna have to give it some thought. But I will say, I will go to any of their campgrounds if they're within like 300 miles of here. And they teased one somewhere in North Carolina or someplace, but it's not happening. These people, most of them are year-rounders, so they're used to just driving great distances and stuff. It's not the price of gas, because ours get pretty good gas mileage.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll get there eventually. But I'm going to one.
Well, at least you've done it though once. You made that first step to a group event. I actually wanted to go to that. When you told me about it, it sounded good, Mark, but it was right at the time we were getting ready for our Texas trip. So it really didn't allow us an opportunity to do that at that time.
So the people I met there have become friends, and they still have their Zoom meetings. And this group, the Riveted Fox on Our Village, you should join both. They're free. They do things on Zoom all the time. I mean, 3 times a week. They have book club called Read Between the Wines. So you read a book and drink wine. Every single one of their meetings, you start with toasting, you know, and cheers.
Well, I know how that would work. I would read the book and Ginny would drink the wine, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think? What do you say, Ginny?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, well, that's just a little introduction to Mark and one of his most recent trips. Again, don't forget he is a host for Boondockers Welcome.
Have a small rig though. Got to come.
Yeah, small rig. Preferred Class B. Small Class C will work good too. He does provide electricity for a small fee. You can plug into
free if you're not using air conditioner 24 hours.
If you're not using air 24 hours, you can get it for free. 30 amp, and he does have bathroom facilities, which is also a plus.
Hot water.
Hot water. Oh my goodness. We're ready for hot water, aren't we, Ginny?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that kind of wraps up this little segment of the video, and that wraps up our trip. We'll be heading home in the morning. We're going to spend some more time enjoying life here in the foothills of North Carolina with Mark and his dog Colin, and probably get a bite to eat, drink a couple brews. Not that we haven't had any yet, but we definitely want to make sure we stay within our limits. So, again, want to thank you all for traveling with us. Appreciate you, everybody out there. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the video if you like it, and we'll catch you on the next adventure. Take care. See you all down the road of peace. Bye-bye.